Oh, hier ist es noch
If
hell.
I could replace it so easily with one of myself, I would have done so already. Amos's conspiracy theories before lunchtime? Let me first find a tinfoil hat. If I could
Ja, doch,
replace...
ja. Da lang.
Are you really in the mood for jibber-jabber?
Nein. Ja.
Okay, but remember, I tried to warn you. Do you have a moment, Lorraine?
Sure do. What do you need?
So, my dear,
Nope.
you do not even know what I was going to say.
You were gonna ask me if Tucker and I were voting for you in the next election.
Ja.
Well, that just proves how little you know about me, Lorraine. What I was actually going to say was... Well, yes, I was going to ask exactly that. But how could you say no? I was under the impression we were friends.
Of course you were. I mean, of course we are.
Lorraine, about what happened to your last store.
Eliza, I'm sorry to be so blunt, but get your head on straight. Your kid's a sweetheart, but she should never have access to a wrecking ball.
Come now, Lorraine. You know my offspring would never do anything to you.
My
She
offspring.
adores you.
Oh, is that why she jumped out of the driver's seat and yelled, "Suck it, fruit lady! This is what you get for marking up your Twonkies!"
How could a wrecking ball cause an explosion of that magnitude? What in the name of Hamilton's holy quill did you have in that basement?
Just some fireworks left over from last 4th of July.
You are telling me that massive explosion was because of some sparklers?
Well, they were very high quality.
Going back to that unfortunate incident with your store. How much did you lose in terms of produce? $50?
$50? More like 5 million acorns. Yes, a year's worth of acorns.
Eicheln?
I think it is time to settle your complaint about the construction plans.
Sure. You can start by telling me your plans for the 3rd floor of my building.
It is just a plan B in case my attempts to return the orphans to Corona fall through.
Oh, I know how your plans pan out, Eliza. Which means your plan C is dropping those kids in my lap.
Oh.
You should give it a chance. Children are the most precious gift we can receive.
Look me in the eye and say that again, Eliza. Say it like you mean it. You will not saddle me with several mouths to feed for the next 10 years just because it's convenient for you. Now give me back my Shark Tank.
Shark Tank? Why would you ever want a Shark Tank? What are you, some sort of spy movie villain? Look on the bright side.
The only bright thing in this mess was the white flash that took my store from me.
Oh, do not be so melodramatic, Lorraine. Town Hall paid for the building. You are in a better spot. And Amos is nearby should you need assistance.
Joy.
I usually let Amos handle this sort of thing.
Oh, no, dear. No need to bother the sheriff about this. Everything's just fine.
All right, Lorraine, I must be taking my leave.
Have a nice day, sweetheart.
Ich.
Eliza, wait. Don't you think there's something we should go over before you leave?
Was denn?
It's that time of year, after all.
Ja.
Christmas? Nonsense. That's still a few months away.
Don't play coy with me, Eliza. Now, let's take it from the top, shall we?
Well, well, well. Isn't this a beautiful day?
It sure is, dear. But something's missing.
You're right. What I really need to feel complete as a person is something sweet and yummy.
Don't worry, I've got just the thing for you. Twonkies!
Twonkies? Wow. Sounds
Ist das
delicious.
Schleichwerbung oder so?
Here, have a bite.
Oder ist das so ein Truman-Show-Dings
That's
hier?
exactly what I've
Das
been
wär's
missing
ja.
all my life. I am Mayor Eliza Barrett, and I approve these twonkies.
Now that wasn't so bad, was it, dear?
At least this cursed endorsement pays for all the offspring's messes.
Okay, dann doch nicht.
If we are going to steal, we should try to at least take something of actual value. You may want to see me cavort in filth, but that is one thing you cannot make me do.
Oh, schade. Okay. Hier nichts, Mädchen. Weitergehen.
And 1, and 2. One thing's for sure, my glutes are getting a workout. I'll get my broomstick. See if you're so rebellious then. Come on, just stick already. We cannot use the book for this. Would not want a repeat of the broom incident. But when she needs help, she just reaches for it and boom, problem solved. And done. It's perfect. And there's no way she's gonna complain about this one. Oh, hey there, Eliza. Well, my bad hand's a little stiff today, but other than that, I'm peachy.
Election day is nigh, Joseph. Do you have everything under control? We do not want to repeat last year's incident when the dead had risen and voted for the opposition.
I flipped the coffins upside down this year. Trust me, by the time they realize something's wrong, they will be halfway to Australia.
Excellent.
Oh yeah, and there's one more thing. Remember the restaurant that shall not be named?
What about it?
Mike has promised one free hamburger to anyone who votes against you.
My God, Joseph, do you know what this means?
Congratulations on your re-election, Miss Mayor.
What will you do after you retire? I cannot imagine you sitting idle in a rocking chair.
Actually, I was thinking about introducing myself to the new mayor of Corona,
Joseph!
so that I can sabotage them from inside.
Your dedication is admirable. Your propensity towards crime is not. That said, I do appreciate the sentiment. Always a pleasure talking with you, Joseph.
Eliza, before you go,
Joseph, I swear, if this is about your armpit abscess again...
no. I was, thinking back on my life, reflecting on a few things.
Well, I do enjoy reminiscing with you.
Maybe we could start from the beginning. You know, when we first met. That is, if you're not in a hurry.
Certainly. If it is for my favorite intern, I do have a few minutes to spare.
You know, this must be the longest internship in human history.
The longest unpaid internship, perhaps.
What was that?
Do not change the subject, or we might forget what happened the day we met.
Come to think of it, I can't believe that after all these years, I still don't know why you even showed up in my cabin that day.
Well, I suppose it is past time I told you the story.
Ihre Haarsträhne ist auf der
Consider
falschen
this your
Seite.
retirement gift.
Wait a sec, I don't want...
It all began long ago on a remote Hawaiian island.
Schwupps geht Aufnahmerate hoch.
Max and I were on top of a volcano when we met Father Jenkins. He was blindfolded, gagged, and trussed up like a Christmas goose. Apparently, the old fellow had made some inappropriate advances towards the chieftain's daughter. Naturally, the chief thought this made him the perfect candidate for a human sacrifice. Luckily for Jenkins, I had taken a course in public speaking and drama that summer. Between my booming voice and a few fortuitous rumbles from the volcano, I convinced them I was an incarnation of one of their gods.
When are we gonna get to the part about my cabin?
While the crowd was distracted, Max untied
Ich bin gleich wieder
Jenkins.
da.
Everything was going smoothly until Jenkins ruined it. Oh, so you heathens won't believe a word I say. But this witch sets off some fireworks and you're all over her? Well, I hope you enjoy swallowing that tripe, because it's the only thing you're gonna eat tonight. After that, the mesmerizing effects of my speech vanished, and we had no choice but to run.
Wann kommt sie denn zum
During our
Thema?
escape, I heard a strange little voice. I thought it was that fool priest praying, but then I saw the book. It was shining like the sun. As I slowly approached, it seemed to call to me. I've never felt so complete, so satisfied. I knew that such a powerful artifact could not fall into the wrong hands, so I took it. After that, Max, Father Jenkins, and I made our way through the jungle, down to the docks, without seeing another soul. Once I was back on the mainland, I found the perfect hiding place for the book. The deepest, darkest cavern anyone could ever find. Unfortunately, my plan was not as solid as I had thought, as the bear living in that cave soon showed me.
Uh-oh.
The beast was upon me in mere seconds. I could feel his hot breath on my face and his paws on the book. All I could do was scream, "Don't touch!" And then we were suddenly enveloped in a flash of light.
Wait, you don't mean...
I do indeed. That was the day I met our town's greatest hero. I could never convince him that Don't Touch was an odd name. Apparently, he just really liked it.
You're telling me that you're the reason Don't Touch was so special?
I assume so. I asked Don't Touch to help me protect the town by hiding the book in his cave, and he agreed. We started digging, but I suppose he had loosened too many rocks already, because we suddenly collapsed into your cellar. I opened the hatch, thinking the place was abandoned, and that is where we met.
Oh. Ich dachte, es geht also schnell. Die Haarsträhne ist auf der falschen Seite. Ist das schon mal aufgefallen? Ist nicht in Ordnung.
Eliza Barrett, your mayor, like it or not. Weird. Usually Benjamin comes down faster than lightning when you manipulate this thing.
Shit.
Sam is not here. Oh, right. This morning he was attending that towel origami masterclass, from drab to fab.
Also werden wir ihn früher oder später noch sehen.
Heavens above! Look who deigned to grace us with her presence! If it isn't the worst mayor in history!
Oh, Michael. You are as funny as your food is edible.
I know, right? Hey, wait a minute! You want to say that again? I'm not scared to kick out the mayor.
You sure you want to try that, Michael? Considering how that worked out for you last time.
Damn you and your friggin' lawsuits, Eliza! How you managed to convince an entire jury that I hurt your foot with my butt is beyond me! Just don't stay here too long. You'll scare off my clientele.
Ach, guck mal. Die waren
What a
zusammen.
day! All these
Apropos übrigens.
people in here.
I would rather not. Casualties have dropped to manageable levels, since he ran out of ingredients for the surprise cake. Miss Jones' family is quite well off, and even more so after we built the casino.
Miss Mayor, it's so good to see you. You're welcome to join me for dinner if you like.
Thank you for the invitation. But I would like to avoid contracting ringworm tonight. Thank you.
Well, then what can I do for you?
Why are you sitting here all by yourself?
I don't mind.
Now, what is wrong?
It's just... I find it hard to click with people my age around here.
Perhaps you would be interested in speaking with Mr. Slim?
Oh, John? No. There's nothing between him and me.
Oh, I know what's going on here. You're in love.
You were in love? With who?
And why do you care, Slim?
Yeah, Slim, why do you care?
I was just, trying to show interest in my fellow citizens. Yes, that.
How about instead of trying to pry information from others, you all keep to your own damn conversations for once?
And Eliza Barrett comes in to kill everyone's fun. Ah, fine. Keep your silly little secrets to yourselves.
Thanks for the save.
Consider it a perk of our arrangement, Miss Jones. Perhaps you are too mature for people in your age group. What about my right-hand man, Joseph?
I appreciate the gesture, Miss Mayor, but I don't see what Bucky and I could have to talk about.
Did your Aunt Debbie ever tell you how your Uncle Flavio met his end?
No, she hasn't. She says it's too painful to remember.
Joseph might be able to give you the details then, as well as explain what you need to do should a Wendigo show up in the middle of the night.
Italian! You can never go wrong with that!
Sad to say, he is not wrong this time. What you need is to partake in some extracurricular activities. There is a former athlete who needs help getting their life back on track.
You mean Garrick? I'll have to pass on that one. It's too dangerous. That little thing has a self-control problem when it catches onto the scent of...
Oh, so that's where the chicken wings were!
Oh no. Mike, what are you doing? Get rid of them immediately before it's too...
Oh, God!
Der ist ein Graduell-Boss.
Like hell, this is a game over. Get this thing out of the way now. Just give it time. You will make friends eventually. I know you will.
Thank you, Miss Mayor.
What is the current status of our casino project?
Operation Clean Eating is right on schedule.
Speaking of which, perhaps we could move up the demolition date.
As much as I'd love to, we need to wait. Rushing it could jeopardize the whole operation.
Wait, back up! What's getting demolished?
Oh, nothing much. Just a lowlife's pride and joy.
Well, glad to hear you aren't talking about my diner!
I hope your father's trial goes well.
Don't worry. In Chicago, my father is king. There are many who will ensure his reign remains undisturbed.
Hey, Carrie, let me give you a little business advice. If you want to win a chess match, sometimes you gotta sacrifice the king.
That's the exact opposite of how chess works, Michael.
Don't worry. If we get that rat Martinelli out of the picture fast enough, he'll be at the casino's inauguration drinking margaritas by the VIP swimming pool.
That will be all, Miss Jones.
If anything else pops up, you know where to find me.
Oder sie? Sie war's.
Miss Valentine, it has been brought to my attention that you still haven't signed your new rental agreement.
Wow. I never thought I'd see the day that power-mad Eliza Barrett would be working as someone's lackey.
Eliza Barrett is no one's lackey, but that is beside the point. What matters is that you must sign.
Abkata.
Oh, I must I? What the hell for?
Town Hall is running a special event today. Anyone who signs outstanding paperwork will receive a special gift.
A gift? What are you talking about, fool?
Mr. Cooper has a little box waiting for you. You will receive it right after you sign.
That's stupid. Whoever heard of getting a prize for doing paperwork? What's in the box anyway? Not that I care.
Oh dear. I'm afraid you must sign before you can look inside the mystery box.
Yeah, well, I'm not signing that thing. Can I shake the box? Not so I could try to figure out what's inside, but just because.
Shake it? Oh, it's much too big to shake.
Oh, what could it be? I want to know so bad!
Clock's ticking, Miss Valentine.
No, I'm not signing anything coming from you. I don't care how big the box is. Unless it's really, really big. No, leave me alone.
Your partner fails to see the benefits of signing this rental agreement.
Genau.
Perhaps you could help me convince her otherwise.
Sure, but let me check it over first. You can never be too careful with these. Okay, let's see. Okay, pretty standard. Wait, agreeing to forfeits her own rights of... Who the hell wrote this? Babe, you shouldn't be signing this. You shouldn't be signing this at all.
What are you talking about, fool?
Mr. Slim is just trying to prevent you from signing this awful contract, and I fully agree with him.
Wait a minute. Since when do you two agree on anything? Something shady's going on here. Give me that, Slim!
Linda, no!
Well, all's well that ends well. For me, that is.
Tja, damit hat sie wohl was besiegelt. Aber es ist cool rauszufinden, wer jetzt welche Rolle eigentlich hat. Ne? Ach, den müssen wir ja auch noch sprechen. Sehr viel Dialog. Guter Dialog, aber sehr viel. So, mein Freund, hier.
Gentlemen, I have held up my end of the deal. I trust you know what to do when the time comes.
Look, Mako, she succeeded where you failed. Maybe you could learn something from her.
I would have gotten it done too, if you let me do it my way. Still, thank you, Ms. Barrett.
Indeed. May this be a mutually beneficial partnership. I think you will find that all of Rhinoco supports your re-election, Syndica. Truly, that is a woman worthy of respect. Perhaps we could assist her. Mako, I need a list of people in town who have recently passed on. It's time they perform their civic duty.
I'll dig up everything I can tonight and have a list on your desk tomorrow morning, boss.
It seems that was everything on the agenda for today, and with time to spare. Ah, that felt good. What is next on the docket? Petition to open Mayor Barrett's private swimming pool to all residents. Who would ever have the gall to sign their name to such a... Oh, everyone in town signed it. Everyone except me, that is. Rejected. Proposal. Expand Mike's Diner to chain. 3 new locations by next year.
Bitte nicht.
Petition from the Vatican. Eliza Barrett is engaging in immoral behavior in front of her dependent child. We insist Eliza Barrett join a nunnery immediately to save her soul from eternal damnation. Oh, offspring. Well, that is odd. By Lafayette's forgotten legacy. In my enthusiasm, I seem to have worn my stamp flat. Well, I suppose I shall have to reject this last cockamamie proposal later. Oh, I had nearly forgotten to talk to Mr. Huckleberry about the musician's vote. Let us see where he is playing tonight.
Hör mal. Ist jetzt hier hinten was?
Yes, I have the key. No, I'm not going to open it.
Okay.
Why? Lincoln and I hold private consultations in there.
Guck mal, hier ist ein Halloween-Store.
I am not the sort of person to window shop. Least of all for some silly Halloween
Ach, ist doch
costumes.
cool.
How can anyone make a living selling this tripe? Certainly, you sell costumes like hotcakes once a year. But then what? You live off fumes and charity. The last thing my campaign needs is for the paparazzi to catch me digging through the garbage. Dear listeners, after many years of service to our community, we've been forced to cease operation due to budget cuts. Thank you for your support over the years. In honor of our lovely mayor, we've left the light on. Eliza, brace yourself. The unpaid electricity bill is coming. Ha! The fools! They clearly do not understand it is their own tax dollars that pay for public utilities.
Oder man macht's Licht einfach aus.
Ah, what a successful night! I managed to shift every single meatball without anyone noticing they were mostly sawdust. And I got enough leftovers in the storage out back to set up a buffet tomorrow.
Oh Gott.
Yep, everything's going my way. Nothing could ruin this good mood I'm in. God damn it, Mike. Why do you always talk so much?
Ah, now this is how I like to see the place.
You mean, like, clean?
No, empty.
Why are you in here bothering me? Isn't there a baby somewhere you need to steal candy from?
Aw, Michael, did I spoil your evening just by showing up?
Scheinbar schon.
Good.
Wie Ketchup. Da ist gar nichts, doch Katzensuppe. Gut, wir wollen ja was anderes hier erfinden. Oh, da ist er ja. Den machen wir noch. Dann heißt es Haier.
Well, well, well. If it isn't Mayor Barrett. You must be happy now, aren't you?
I am, but I do not understand your little comment.
Amos took my baby girl.
I was not aware you were a parent. Congratulations on the blessed event.
What? No! My guitar, my precious Gibson Electric Blue. And don't act innocent. This has your claw marks all over it.
I had nothing to do with that. Perhaps if you emitted fewer misophonic screeches.
First, you close KGFL. Now, the sheriff illegally seizes my property, making it impossible for me to work.
Yes, Mr. Huckleberry, but look at the bright side. You have so much time now to find a quieter, more productive hobby.
I'll never give up on my dreams. I'm gonna revolutionize music one day. You'll see. You'll all see.
Why is that instrument so special to you?
Since the day my pal Harry Russ brought her to me, she's been my baby girl. She means everything to me. She's my world, my life, my soul.
Do you not think it is time to live a more conventional life? A real job, a house, maybe even a partner and child?
Oh yeah? And how did that turn out for you?
Touché, Mr. Huckleberry, touché. I will be on my way now.
Hey, Miss Mayor, one question.
Ja,
Why do you hate music so much?
Faustdicke Lüge, fast die Wahrheit sagen mit deiner Autorität zum Schwert. Naja, fast die Wahrheit.
My auditory nerves are 2 sizes too small, making it impossible for me to enjoy music.
That's it! You're like the Grinch of music. If you can't enjoy it, you'll make it so no one else can. But has it always been this way?
No. I contracted this condition right after my offspring's birth.
Booyah! Damn right! I'm a natural-born prankster! I've been messing with Mom since my very first breath.
That reminds me. I still have not punished you for that, have I?
You can't ground me if you can't find me!
Ach, wir gucken mal jetzt.
Eliza, what a pleasant surprise.
Good day, Amos. Do you have any crimes to report? I do not want any surprises this close to the election.
Nothing out of the ordinary. Ben lost his pet rock, and Mrs. Roberts' cat got stuck in a tree. Again.
Is that really everything?
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Then would you care to explain what that is on the wall behind you?
Das ist Elon Musk da oben.
This? It's nothing. Just a collage I've been working on.
A collage of wasted time, maybe. You are working on one of those hard-to-explain cases. Admit it.
Those crafty chipmunks have been quiet for a while, which means they're up to something.
Oh no, not the chipmunks. Anyway, on to more meaningful topics.
Ich bleib dabei. Der sieht aus wie Musk Elon. Und da steht ja auch Russia? Fragezeichen.
Care to explain how you are blowing the budget this month? How many hours of taxpayer-funded work went into constructing this ludicrous monstrosity?
Okay, I'll explain, but get comfy.
Oh Gott.
This is gonna take a while.
Then you had better start immediately.
So, this all began with some abandoned packages in the mail. They were addressed to a Mr. McFurry.
McFurry? There is no one in town by that name.
Exactly. McCord noticed these packages had been lying around unclaimed for a while, so he opened one.
Uh-oh.
What he found? Nuts. Regular old shelled nuts, he thought. So he ate a few. Turns out those innocent-looking nuts were coated in hard drugs.
They probably just went bad after sitting around for so long.
Yeah, they went so bad that my deputy thought he was a glass of orange juice for 12 hours. He kept crying, thought someone would try to drink him. Anyway, I contacted my inside guy at the Postal Service. Turns out every one of those packages was sent from the abandoned factory. One night, my postal worker friend calls me. He sounds distressed, wants to meet in person, and won't tell me why. I get to the meeting spot on time, but my contact is already dead. Nothing left but a smear of blood. What I did find was Hamster J. Garrick, right by the bloody patch. I tried to question him, but I can't speak hamster, so I called in my animal communications expert.
Oh, come on. Seriously.
According to her, that rodent had an airtight alibi, so I had to let him go. When I went back to the scene to investigate, I stumbled across a hidden envelope. You won't believe what I found inside.
Was war da drin?
A letter!
Well, what were you expecting? 20 years worth of retroactive Christmas bonus checks?
Ja.
I wish, but no. Like I said, it was a note. It was only 3 words long. Follow the nuts. The nuts, Eliza! The nuts! That kind doesn't grow in North America, so I went to ask at customs. Well, that's when I saw it. The huge wooden box. It looked sealed, but it opened easily. There was room for an entire person to fit inside. And then I found it. The first piece of evidence in this entire case. A can of Chef Mikhail's frikadelki. After some investigation, it became apparent that Mikhail Kodak is Mike's 3rd cousin from the USSR.
By Hamilton's thrown-away shot. How big is Michael's family?
That doesn't matter. The important thing is, those chipmunks somehow smuggled a Soviet spy into our country.
Den
Amos,
Spion.
this sounds like absolute hogwash. And even if that is true, it still does not explain your little project here.
Was hat Mao?
How does Mao even fit into all of this?
Well, nothing yet, but I figure if the Russians are involved, the Chinese can't be too far behind.
What does the Black Dahlia have to do with any of this?
Oh, das müssen wir auch noch
After she
spielen.
was murdered, her favorite pet went missing. Her favorite pet chipmunk. They never found her killer, and they've never found her chipmunk. Coincidence? I think not.
I see something named CIA there. What is that?
Oh, that's a new intelligence agency opening in D.C. next year. I'm not sure exactly why, but it must have something to do with the chipmunk menace.
Yes, I am certain the government opened a top-secret organization just so they could investigate your rodent delusions. Why does it mention earthquakes?
The last seismic event in this county happened at the exact same time a store in Corona was broken into. The thieves made off with a year's supply of nuts. Clearly, they somehow caused the earthquake to cover up their crime.
Of all the silly things you have said today, this is by far the silliest. Can we just skip to the end?
After I opened the box, things went quiet. Until last week, that is. Those furry bastards know I'm on to them. They're trying to throw me off the trail, but I'm smarter than that. What do you see right behind me?
A huge waste of taxpayers' money and my time?
Look at that ugly bastard on the right. To the untrained eye, it looks like an ordinary chipmunk, but it's not. That's Euonymus sibiricus, which is definitely not a North American species. And you know who he was? Mick Furry! Or should I say, Miss Chiboroskovich? And what do you think our comrade here was doing? Looking at the bank suspiciously!
Amos, I do not know if you are insane or merely a comedic genius. Either way, abandon this cockamamie Soviet chipmunk theory immediately and go do your job. If there's no evidence, then you have no case, Amos. Stop draining the police budget in pursuit of your imaginary enemies.
I'll stop when their furry butts are behind bars. You're gonna feel real silly when I'm proven right, Eliza.
I am not too concerned about that happening. I can count on you, right?
Of course you can. Wait, for what exactly?
You will vote for me, correct?
Oh, that. I don't know, Eliza. I feel like it might be time for a change around here.
How interesting you say that, Amos. I was just thinking it might be time our chief of police was a bit younger and faster and...
You know what? Change is overrated. Who needs change anyway?
Genau.
Glad you came to that conclusion on your own. Amos, I will see you later.
Sure thing. You know where to find me.
Das ist der Priester. Nee, ist er nicht.
Oh, let him sleep. Amos is probably running him ragged, hunting cryptids or something equally not worth thinking about.
Aber hier ist keine Gitarre. Oder?
Hello, Amos.
Well, sure.
Ja.
How has life been treating you lately, Amos?
I guess everything's okay, I guess.
You said, I guess, twice.
Well, the situation lately has been less than ideal. You know, since...
Since Gloria left you, yes. I think you are focusing on the chipmunks to avoid thinking about your real problems.
Oh, wow. You're almost as observant as my big-shot brother-in-law with his fancy FBI job. Solving real cases.
Speaking of your ex-wife, since you asked, let me give you some relationship advice.
I didn't ask.
Look, all of this is clearly Joseph's fault.
Heck it is. He has nothing to do with this.
Well, I blame him for everything, and it always works for me.
Wow, Eliza. I don't understand why that poor man keeps working for you.
Some might say I made a deal with the devil himself.
Did you?
I did not know Gloria's brother was in the FBI.
Oh, you never heard of Jackson Ortega? The best of the very best the FBI has to offer. Most closed cases in the history of the FBI, living legend Casanova. Has his own column in the food section of the Washington Lamppost.
I hope you are not considering joining him in the FBI.
Of course not! I can never leave this town. It needs me.
Amos, as much as I value your dedication to this town, do not get too full of yourself. We can handle a few rodents and the occasional cat stuck in a tree on our own. Maybe it is time for you to get over your breakup and move on.
Get over it? Ha! I know she'll come back. She'll realize her mistake and come running straight back into my arms.
Amos, face the facts. She wanted to leave you so badly, she went back to Cuba. Does that not drive home exactly how over your relationship is?
But...
Case closed, Amos. Time to open a new one. My schedule suddenly got busy.
Yeah, don't let me keep you.
Okay, ich finde aber keine Gitarre hier.
He died without ever acknowledging you as his son, yet you have followed in his footsteps.
He was my father.
Are you sure your mother was correct about your, lineage?
She wouldn't lie about something like that.
And Mr. Coltrane, who raised you and gave you his name, he never said anything either?
No. For some reason, my stepdad didn't talk to me about all my mom's ex-boyfriends. Where's all this coming from, anyway?
Nothing. I just find it surprising how devoted you are to the memory of a man who rejected you. The looks you give Sheriff Garrett's statue. Well, I never even saw you look at Gloria that way.
That statue represents why I fight for this town. And mark my words, Eliza, you may think I'm exaggerating the chipmunk problem, but I have the feeling those furry bastards are gonna be my William Bonney.
This town is too peaceful for all your vigilance, Amos. And honestly, how much damage can chipmunks do?
Eine Menge.
We'll see about that.
Eine ganze Menge. Gut, liebe Leute. Es ist Zeit für mich, wieder in die Horizontale zu gehen. Das wird morgen wieder ein anstrengender, langer Tag. Hoffentlich irgendwann Regen ein bisschen eindämmt, dass ich dann draußen weitermachen kann. Muss ja fertig werden, ja. Deswegen machen wir hier Schicht im Schacht. Und ich sage schon mal wieder vielen Dank fürs Zusehen. Wir sehen uns morgen Abend wieder in gewohnter Runde, Stunde und so weiter. Und ja, schlaf gut, träumt was Schönes und bis dahin. Euer Firefox.